Hello, good evening to you. We're still celebrating 25 years of joy. My name is Aboagye-Wiafe. Welcome to Business Live. Coming up tonight, Coalition of Graduate Unemployed Association professionals withdraw services as volunteers of the National COVID-19 Contact Training Exercise. We'll bring you shortly details of this particular story. Also coming up, IMF finally approves disbursement of some $1 billion to help government fight coronavirus in the country. Plus, VIP bus transport considering free bus services for security personnel enforcing the partial lockdown of parts of the country. These are the headlines today. Don't go away. I'll bring you details shortly. Many thanks for your time tonight on Business Live. We want to start from the Ashanti region, where there is marked improvement in the observance of social distancing by traders at Bantama and racecourse markets in Kumasi, though wearing of protective gear is almost absent. Traders say the shift system introduced by city authorities to reduce congestion and potential spread of the coronavirus is working. Nanas and Sumens have visited some markets to interact with traders and authorities on the compliance levels of safety protocols.
The racecourse market. This is one of the busiest markets here in Kumasi. We've realized that most of the traders are adhering to the social distancing directives that the city authorities and the market authorities are ensuring them too. But what we are picking from the grounds is that most of the traders are not wearing protective gears. So we want to get closer to them and then speak to them and ask them why they are not wearing a protective gear to ensure that the foodstuffs they are selling to the consumers are wholesome for consumption. Mami Pacho, I'm about JoyNews TV. You're from saying?
I'm ready to Zakari.
You miss out on there, but on nose mask, I didn't tell.
You sound me call private in a maybe, but room is Sam told me to be seen in Catty.
What nose mask in me?
Yes. Maybe.
Yeah, Shamai, why? Okay, nice. Mama, also, you was a ocean nose mask. Ocean nose mask, quite better for ball.
A big boy, Miss Abayam from Mano Bar. A bit me a J. Papano. I think so. Semiso me bibia and quabon team for Bonibia and Fama.
So, she's also a trader here. She's improvising with her handkerchief to cover her nose to ensure that she doesn't sneeze or whatever she sells to the public is wholesome. Okay, let's get closer to some of the traders. Okay, let's speak to this lady. Mommy, I'll come about JoyNews TV. You're from saying?
Pacho me the anti-dufi.
Anti-dufi. You know, we nose mask, we glasses. You didn't, yeah.
Me Pacho, I'm doing that to me. Yeah, ready.
She's also saying that she also improvised with a scarf to cover her mouth to ensure that the goods are also wholesome. And I said, wait, you're okay, so let's move to another trailer here. You said what did you now? I want to nose mask. Didn't you? Say you're about what's ocean nose mask. Said the bear, they now turn Sabi woman second na intimate na fire and commode. And then I'll be a phone. So this is Akia. She also sells fish, obviously, as you can see her packed on the table. She says when she wears the nose mask, she finds it difficult to breathe. That is why she doesn't wear the nose mask. But henceforth, she'll be wearing it.
Market administrator at Bantama Sub-Metro, Oliver Poku, says enforcement will be intensified to ensure the protocols are strictly adhered to.
As management, what we intend doing is to probably get a local manufacturer to come up with a locally produced nose mask so that a trader could probably buy two. You use one for today. When you go home, you wash it with warm water and then you iron it and then you bring the fresh one to market the next day. then you'll be rotating like that.
Meanwhile, the concerns about traders in securing nose masks and other protective materials are being addressed by local producers who are virtually idle to the lockdown. Fashion designer Aboagye-Wiafe has lost business because she's not offering essential service. She, however, finds solace to sew nose masks with local fabrics for distribution to health workers and other members of the public for free.
So I sat home and decided that then, why not start making use of my time and then the few materials I have at home to produce nose masks. I contacted some doctors and then they approved that the kind of fabrics I have were pure cotton, which means that we can use it for the nose mask. So far, we've shared enough. We've shared about 200, and then plus what we have given out today, we are hitting about 250. And fortunately for us, because we are donating for free, it's touching the hearts of people, so they are supporting us in cash and in kind.
Nana Asensumensa reporting.
The Coalition of Graduate Unemployed Allied Health Professionals has, with immediate effect, withdrawn its services as volunteers of the National COVID-19 Contact Tracing Exercise. Members are raising red flags about the way they are treated relative to their nursing peers. Health authorities say withdrawing their services at this critical time will go against their Hippocratic oath. The Ashanti Regional Director of Health, Dr. Emmanuel Tenkrine, warns any group that opts out in such a manner should forget about employment even after the pandemic. Prince Appiah has more in this report.
Contact tracing is very critical in a fight against this coronavirus pandemic. And one institution that is playing a vital role is the allied health professionals. But today, they have withdrawn their services. We've been speaking to the leadership in Ashanti region to understand the extent of their grievances.
Our main concern is that during this pandemic, which is COVID-19, most of our members were deployed on a voluntary basis to help in the contact tracing as allied health professionals, with the hope that when the financial clearance comes, we will be involved. But to our amusement, we wake up last 3 days ago to see that the nurses have rather been cleared, leaving the allied health professionals who are the frontliners in this fight against this pandemic.
So you said you are not going to allow your people to be part of the contact tracing anymore. Explain.
Yeah, we are not going to allow our people to be part of the contact tracing anymore, especially the disease control, the field technician, and all other health professionals who are unemployed. We went to the Ministry of Health, we went to Ministry of Finance on countless occasions, and we were assured that our name have been submitted with the nurses. So hopefully by the end of this April or March, we will be cleared. So we don't know if the ministry is not putting mass emphasis on the allied health professional as a whole, because we went to the same school with them, we studied the same year.
But the Director of Health Services in the Ashanti region, Dr. Emmanuel Tenkrine, is asking the group to consider the Hippocratic oath that is sworn in these difficult times.
You see, the Hippocratic oath and all those things that we sworn, this is the time to show that you are truly a health worker. You see, this is the time that every health worker is needed most than ever.
But why have they not been cleared? Is there any reason, particular reason for that?
Everybody may have his own grievances. All the groups. So if you come to the various groups in the Ghana Health Service, we have so many groups, and every group will tell you that they have their own grievances. Some of them will say they've been sidelined, others will say they've done this. But I am of the opinion that this is what the time for us to work together. It's a sacrifice that we are talking about. But you see, the good thing about Ashanti region is that all my people are working. Everybody is working, and I will encourage them and motivate them to work. And I know that no single person in the Ashanti region, irrespective of the group or what the leadership is saying, will abide. Because for me, I will lead my people just as the president is doing.
He's also advising that any group that stay out of this fight and withdrawal services should not come back to the negotiation table when everything is over.
The health worker is here to save lives. Yes. So if you come out, then what next? Can you come back after COVID-19 that we should employ you? As a regional director, if anybody opts out after COVID-19, it ends. It ends completely. Because this is the time that we need people most.
So perhaps it's very important for leadership to fine-tune ways to address such labor grievances for a smooth fight against the pandemic. My name is Prince Apia reporting from Kumasi.
And now to the Volta region, the effects of the coronavirus outbreak and solutions government is implementing continues to undermine some activities of petty traders and small-scale businesses. At the Ghana-Togo border, Fred Duhu, who's been monitoring the situation, reports that economic activities have ground to a halt as a result of the call on people to stay home. He joins me now via Skype from Aplau with some details. Fred, good evening. Welcome to Business Live.
Yeah, good evening, Emmanuel.
All right, so what can you paint, or what picture can you paint of how the border town looks like?
Right, so I was at the border post yesterday, and this morning I've been there to assess situations, and I can report that as we speak, the border looks a bit dead. Activities are very dull, and as on a normal day, you will see the border to be flooded with human activity, people trooping in and out of Togo, doing different forms of trading activities. But as we speak, I can say very few shops are opened. Malcolm, which is one of the major shops in Aflau, is open. Some of the banks have opened for business, but they are not seeing the real numbers as it would have been on ordinary days when the border is open. And I spoke to a number of traders who say this border closure is really taking a toll on them, and they are hoping that in a short while, the border will be open and situations will return to normalcy for them to go about their normal duties. So as we speak, a number of people at the border are complaining bitterly about the impact of the border closure on their business.
Now, besides these complaints, are they observing the social distancing protocols?
Emmanuel, I will say a number of them are even not aware that the Ketu South district, where they belong, actually has recorded 6 cases as we speak. And as of yesterday, when I was at the beach, fishermen who came back from sea with some sort of fish, they were sharing this fish, and you will see a number of them crowded around this fish, trying to just get a share of what the fisher folks have brought from sea. So I would say, as far as social distancing is concerned, it's really a challenge at the border, and a number of people need more education. A number of people are not even washing their hands. Some of them, you hardly see somebody even covering the nose, but security officials at the border posts, like the immigration, the police, and the military, you will see them really taking precautions that I can report.
All right, now, so what precautionary measures are they taking? Does it mean that they've not even heard the message of the dangers of coronavirus?
A number of people have heard it, but what is more of concern to these people is the fact that their daily or economic livelihood, that is the most important thing to them. So you see that when you talk to any of them, they are like, they feel these sort of stipends. I mean, as in the money or the daily feeding that government is rolling out in some parts of the lockdown in Kumasi and Accra, they feel such incentives should get to them as well, because you know, there is no concrete business, I must put on record, that is in Aflau, apart from Diamond Cement, which is a major cement producing company at the border. When you go to that place, you will see just petty traders who cross the border on daily basis, go to fetch some wares from Togo and bring it to Ghana to come and sell with some sort of margin. But now that the border is closed, even though there's no lockdown in the Volta region, we would realize that the whole Aflau is more like on a lockdown. Why? Because on daily basis, you see cars traveling to Accra, Edugo, and other parts of the country on daily basis to go for trading. But as we speak, the lorry station itself is even totally empty. I can say even the STC yard, when you go there, no car is ready to even load to Accra, because when you get to Sugakope, the officials there may either return you, or when you get to Accra, you may not be allowed to even enter into Accra. So I may say, even though there's no lockdown in the Volta region, Aflao itself looks like more of a deserted town, and the lockdown is really taking a toll on them, even though that particular part of the country has not been locked down. And the Togo border closure is also taking a serious toll. But let me quickly add that vehicles carrying goods to and from Togo, as those going to carry tomatoes, onion, and other sort of foodstuff are allowed. There is this special arrangement at the border where the gate is opened for goods carrying vehicles to go and fetch some goods, be it food or any perishable good, to and from both countries.
All right, thank you very much, Fred Duho, for that report. Fred Duho, my colleague, bringing us up to speed with developments at Aflao, the border town, in the midst of the coronavirus outbreak. Away from that, the board of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has approved disbursement of some $1 billion to government. This is to help government in fighting the coronavirus. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has been sharing how government hopes to draw down on these funds.
I think we will possibly, by the weekend, we should have the Bank of Ghana receiving these funds. And I think one of the more crucial elements of this is that when you get these shocks in your economy, there's usually a liquidity crisis, and if you don't manage that quickly, you then get into solvency crisis, which then really puts you into a tailspin. In President Kufuor pushing us to be so timely and proactive to contain the corona spread, and the fund also responding, in such an amazing way, I think we are going to be able to contain the impact a lot better than most countries. Ghana has been truly blessed. This year we were able to get to the capital markets early in February, and then the markets have closed. So we were able to get through about $3 billion before that, which gave us a buffer. And then in this instance, too, the rapid credit facility, we've also been able to get through that to get this $1 billion cushion. So we are looking very hard to normalize the situation, even in the storm of what is happening, which really is not, it's not a frigate or a blizzard that is passing. This is going to be a long winter and maybe a mini ice age. So preparedness is important, and I think this kind of urgency in our request and the proactiveness also of the fund to respond in such short order, it's really amazing.
Let's get back to Kumasi, because Commercial Services or Transport Service Operator VIP says it is considering free bus services for security personnel who are enforcing the partial lockdown of parts of the country. Officials say limited public transportation, especially between restricted areas and their adjoining communities, makes such intervention imperative. Nana Yojima witnessed a presentation by VIP to the COVID-19 Fund and has filed this report.
Essential service providers face transportation challenges as security personnel at various checkpoints restrict vehicular movement. Alternative transportation arrangements by government came in handy for many of the health workers, though no official request has come from the security agencies. VIP John management believes support for them will be beneficial. Adakabre Frimpong is in charge of public relations.
Agencies are having difficulty, challenges in moving from their respective homes to their duty post. There may be such challenges, and it may be necessary that VIP would then consider to provide buses to transport certain security agencies to and fro the areas that they come from, predominantly to their duty post. So VIP would continue to help the government of Ghana. VIP will continue to help the security agencies to ensure we all survive this pandemic.
Already, the group itself is reeling under the lockdown imposed on the two major operational cities, Accra and Kumasi. Officials donated 100,000 cedis to the COVID-19 fund and also bags of rice and cooking oil to the security agencies. Mr. Frimpong Manson says the focus now is to help fight the pandemic.
VIP having over 600 buses and then given the amount of money we pay to ensure comprehensively our buses. So you can imagine that if such buses are still insured whilst they are not working, it means a lot. Do your sums and you would know how VIP is losing. But then that is not the issue. If VIP does not help for us to fight the COVID-19 and it overwhelms all of us, VIP would not have any work to do with the over 600 buses.
Meanwhile, Ashanti Regional Police Commander COP Kwesiduku speaks of improvement in enforcement of the lockdown.
Our major challenge is at the market centers. The MCs are also doing their best.
Meanwhile, Anglo Gold Ashanti Ghana Limited has rolled out a series of interventions and campaigns in the Aboagye Township as part of measures to combat the spread of the coronavirus. The mining company has deployed the services of its malaria control subsidiary, Anglo Gold Ashanti Malaria Control, and its hospital, the AGA Health Foundation, to support the fight. More than 20 health facilities and markets in the Aboagye community are being disinfected daily by Anglo Gold Ashanti. Prince Apia again reports.
A number of spraying gangs disinfecting the central business district of the Aboagye community, including some health facilities. But for corona, these were workers of the Anglo Gold Ashanti Malaria Control Program. This exercise has become a daily routine to support the fight against the spread of coronavirus in this township. Senior Sustainability Manager for Anglo Gold, Emmanuel Beidou, says the intervention is to support the business community it operates.
One of the notable things that we have done and continue to do has been to carry out spraying exercises in all public places and all key or strategic public places in Aboagye. For instance, on daily basis, we do spray all health facilities in and around Aboagye. These include hospitals, and then we also spray health centers, CHIP compounds, maternity centers as well across the municipal and then the district. And this, we are doing it through our malaria control program.
Experts from Anglo Gold are currently part of the crisis management committees of the assemblies in Aboagye to enhance their crisis management. In addition to the spraying, more than 100 Veronica buckets and other sanitary items have been distributed to the communities. Mr. Beidou explained the support.
We are also working very hard with the municipal and district assemblies to step up education in our communities. We have released our malaria control communication vans, and it is moving all around Aboagye in the communities, educating the people, working with the municipal assemblies, working with the health directories.
And that's all we have for you in this edition of Business Live. It's been great having you on board. My name is Emmanuel Aboagye-Wiafe. For more business news, log on to myjoyonline.com/business. And of course, you have a summary of some of the day's news activities featuring prominently. That's it tonight. Many thanks and good evening.